How does it feel to be locked out of your own house? Frustrating, isn't it? Now imagine being locked out of your own digital house, your business's essential data and systems. This is the reality for many organizations facing ransomware attacks. But are companies still paying the ransom to get their keys back? Or has the tide turned in this high-stakes game of cyber cat and mouse? Consider the story of a US-based company, which we'll call Company A, that fell victim to a ransomware attack in early 2024. The hackers demanded a hefty sum for the decryption key. In the past, Company A might have paid the ransom without a second thought. But this time, they didn't. Instead, they turned to their well-prepared disaster recovery plan, restored their systems from backups, and got their operations running again, all without paying a cent to the attackers. Another case is Company B, an Australian firm hit by a similar attack. Instead of paying the ransom, they turned to law enforcement and cybersecurity professionals. In line with Australia's strict reporting requirements and increased investments in cybercrime prevention, they chose to fight back rather than fund the hackers. These stories mark a significant shift in how companies respond to ransomware attacks. They are choosing to stand their ground, use their resources, and refuse to negotiate with cyber criminals. Instead of viewing ransom payments as the cost of doing business, companies are increasingly treating them as a last resort. This change in attitude is due, in part, to the realization that paying the ransom doesn't guarantee the return of stolen data. Additionally, companies are becoming more aware that paying ransoms fuels the vicious cycle of cybercrime. It's a hard truth to swallow, but every dollar paid in ransom is a dollar that funds the next wave of attacks. Another factor in this shift is the introduction of stricter regulations and reporting requirements. Countries like Australia have led the way in this area, promoting transparency and cooperation with law enforcement. On the other hand, some US states have experimented with outright bans on ransom payments, though the effectiveness of such measures remains to be seen. The war on ransomware is far from over, but the tide is slowly turning. Companies are no longer the helpless victims they once were. They're taking a stand, investing in prevention, and refusing to play the hacker's game. So, to summarize, we've seen a significant shift in how companies respond to ransomware attacks. They're increasingly refusing to pay ransoms, instead, opting for disaster recovery plans and professional help. Stricter regulations and reporting requirements are also playing a part in this change, promoting transparency and cooperation with law enforcement. This shift is a positive step in the fight against ransomware. However, it's important to remember that the best defense is a good offense. Investment in cybersecurity measures, employee education, and robust backup systems can go a long way in preventing these attacks in the first place. The world of ransomware is a complex and ever-evolving landscape. But one thing is clear: the old paradigm of pay up or lose everything is starting to crumble. And that's a win for everyone, except the hackers, of course.